Jeffrey Simmons being able to handle him with nose tackle? How do y'all expect to handle that?
Well, I mean, we're going to have to do a great job. You know, when you play against a great player and a great front like this, you're going to have technique. You know, it's technique and fundamentals, and you got to be able to take your protection and make sure you help your center on some stuff, and we'll be ready to do that.
The plywood, what were you guys able to do to kind of tweak and fix, look at what you've done and add and subtract, just the normal stuff?
Yeah, you go back to your self-scout, you know, for your first 6 games, and you know, you look at that and you see what you've done well, and you try to expand on that and dress it up a little bit with different formations and different personnel, and then the stuff that wasn't so good, you find out why. And is it personnel? Is it just technique? Is it fundamentals? Can it be fixed? And if it's not, it's out. And then you go to your bank and you find stuff that you have not done, and you add it. And so we picked up a couple days, so there's some stuff that some new wrinkles that we have, and stuff that looks good after tomorrow will be added.
So if you were reversed in their role, if they had the buy and that kind of thing, would you be worried about what new thing that you'd have to adjust to quickly?
Yeah, you always do. Like Missouri, for example, they came off, and yeah, I was worried about new stuff, and you know, you guys got to be ready, especially on blitzes and different things like that. So you hope that your scheme handles most of it, but you know, it changes when you go out there and it's going live, and hopefully at halftime you can make any adjustments if there's something that you haven't seen that you got to get fixed.
You went against Todd Grantham a year ago, did pretty well. Has he changed what he does based on the personnel from school to school, or is it a lot of the same kind of stuff?
A lot of the same concepts, a lot of the same stuff that he does. He does a great job. You know, those kids know where to go. They're playing hard. I think they're first in the country at not giving up first downs. The least amount of first downs. You know, you look at their statistics, and they're stingy. You know, so you know, it is a lot of the same, and you know, he's not going to change overnight just because he's got different guys. You know, their personnel matches a lot what Louisville was. You know, they're really good, and they fly around, and they're physical.
Eastern Michigan and Florida, they brought a lot of pressure on the edge. Are you going to see that same type of pressure?
Yeah, I don't know if they. I mean, that was more fundamentals. You know what I mean? It wasn't when you say pressure. Pressure to me is when they're blitzing, and you know, they've got their guys, they've got their rushers, and we're going to have to be really good and be able to get the ball out.
First down column doesn't always tell the whole story, looking at it, but what do you see when you look at them in regard to the first downs you were just mentioning?
Say it again, I'm sorry.
You know, first downs don't always tell the whole story when you look at stats, but what does it tell you when you put it together with their film and look at
they're going to stop the run. They're going to do a good job. They're going to have guys up in the box or safeties filled, and they're going to stop the run first. And after that, then you know, you got to be efficient on throwing the ball. When you do throw it, you have to be efficient. You get behind the chains on these guys, and you're going to have some problems. So we got to do a great job staying ahead of the chains in this game.
When you leave the SEC and come back, do you miss the cowbells in practice and in the games?
It's been a long time since I've been there, but you know, we had the cowbells going today, so it brought back a lot of memories. You know, the 4 years at Ole Miss, and it's a great venue to play at. It's loud, and their fans are passionate.
What do you tell your group going into that situation, and how do you sort of combat that?
I mean, we couldn't hear today. I couldn't make one. I couldn't talk. So you just let them play, and you know, this is how it's going to be. You know, there's going to be times when you can't hear. It's not going to be like that the whole time, like it was today practice. But it comes into focusing, and then you got to really communicate. If you can't communicate on the road, you've got no chance. So that's what today was about. Today was about communicating and making sure, seeing the formation changes and guys getting on and off the field and in a good time. And I really liked what I saw today.
With the open date and Drake having had a game under his belt, and then some of the maneuvering you have to do in the offensive line, do you feel like it's coming together?
Yeah, you know, I think he competes, and he got a little bit of time under him, and in the game reps you can't simulate that out here, you know. So him getting in the game, and I think he'll just get better every week, just like Landon did last year.
Eddie, how does Garrett Johnson perform versus what your expectations were?
Well, we talked about that yesterday, as a matter of fact. I think people are noticing him. He's just everything he's doing, backside, blocking downfield. He's really bought in to what what's going on, and been a great leader. His practice habits are different, and you know, I think that I'm really excited about where Juice has come and how far he's come and his leadership and so forth. You know, but just, I mean, little things like backside blocks. It might be all the way over here, and he's down the field, and he's in somebody's grill, and he's working hard.
You talk about the experience in the practice field versus in the game. You know, a lot of those close games had to put together 2-minute drills. What are some of the lessons that you learned from getting that kind of experience in a game?
Well, I think as a play caller, you know, you look at what they do in 2 minutes, and I think Coach Hinshaw and the staff has put together some good plans for that. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's about what we do out here every single Wednesday. You know, it's live, and we've got the time clock going, and we're trying to put them in those pressure situations so when you do get to that moment, that it's not so much pressure. You know, now you let your fundamentals take over, your technique, and you can do your job. So I think those situations Coach puts us into, in those high pressure situations, they're not as high pressure.
You like the mentality that your guys embrace going on the road?
I do. You know, that stems from the head coach. You know, it's all you got. You know, when you go, you get on that bus, you get on that plane. You know, you're going down there, and you know it's a hostile environment. And but that's why you play in this league. That's why you play football. You know, for the opportunities to go on the road and to try to come out with a victory.